Architecture, modifying the Earth's crust. This idea is both poetic and devastatingly real. Real when we consider the 500,000 meter cube of Earth that will be excavated to accommodate parking. The quantum of Earth, when translated into the buildable site, would be an equivalent to a 12-story building. An environmentally sensitive approach must then start with the question, what should be done with this Earth? In most cases, out of sight, and sight is out of mind, an attitude which at larger scales is environmentally catastrophic. We suggest a humble alternative, the common sense equalizing of cut and fill. We suggest the second, less aggressive way, where the rules of gravity dictate and bring things down to appropriate size and scale towards the Earth. This, in general, is our attitude to the environment, to address serious issues with simplicity. If the Earth is the physical datum of the environment, then ground is its social aspect. The project worked with the idea of many grounds that are both continuous and articulate the potential for places of individual character. Earth ground, dense ground, density. At 15 to 20,000 people on a site of 8.5 hectares, we are dealing with an extrapolated density, 16 times the average density of Delhi and 6 times the density of its densest parts. Density is seen as potential. It is the potential of human interaction. Density, the number of human interactions per unit area time. Indian architecture has had two metaphors for the spatiality of density, the cave and the forest. The built environment has been articulated as the spread of a porous fabric to be inhabited. The small grain functions occupy the ground and are positioned to allow for programmatic permeability across the site as a whole. The fabric connects disparate functions, not making a distinction between the existing and proposed buildings. As one moves upwards, the grain grows larger. The fabric gives way to building objects composed in space. There is a corresponding spatial change from the hapticity of the labyrinthine to the visual space of objects. There is a structural advantage in placing the small-scale functions on the ground. Span bays are smallest at the bottom and merge to larger and larger spans as the building rises. Structure is seen as an armature of relationships. Vertically, the relationship of small to big, heavy to light, and earth to sky. Horizontally, the relationship between open and closed, public and private. The proposed project works with an open system of program. Functions are sometimes overlaid, sometimes spread across the boundaries of buildings. The hotel, for example, is seen as part of the habitation and is spread horizontally under the existing buildings, connecting the commercial and residential with other functions while lending its own facilities for common usage. Forms collide to create spatial redundancies, which are not in search of neat functional resolution, but in search of the potentialities of inhabitation by the vitality of life.